Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy back with another episode. Gotta fix this. Fuck it. What's up, everybody? It's your boy back with another episode. And shout out to everybody that's listening and supporting the cause. Now, what I'm actually going to be talking about in this episode is what I have learned, from this quarantine. I'm sorry if I'm smacking all over the place because I'm actually eating some Lay's chips right now. With like the regular ones, and it's pretty bomb, man. But I haven't eaten Lay's. I don't even really eat chips like that, But there was this whole quarantine. I had nothing but to sit around and still do my shows and whatnot. But most of the time, just chill, you know. And there are a lot of things that I've thought about and been running through my mind this whole time. These past, 2 months. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, 2 months. Because I started, quarantined. I think earlier or mid March. So that's pretty much like 2 months. But I will actually get back to work because my boss actually just called me earlier to made me like a regular associate because the whole time I actually been like for the past was it late last year, like September, like I was been the delivery driver, but because in my position that a lot of people are not going to be not really using delivery drivers at my restaurant. It hasn't been really deliveries at all, to be honest. I had to stay home and my job wondering what they're gonna do with me and all that shit. But I actually decided to stay because I've been searching for other jobs and shit, and my whole Virginia and also my unemployment has been pretty shaky because I haven't really gotten any for like 2 weeks by now. So, but I did save enough to like pay my bills for the next couple of months. So I'm pretty much pretty good. But one thing I'm really worried about is how my hours will be. Like, what they're gonna be doing with me. Like, if my hours gonna be pretty short. Because if it's gonna be pretty short, then there's like no point of even working there while this whole quarantine is, going. So there's no point. But back to the main topic of this episode. Because I realized that while I was, sitting in the house, watching TV and whatever, there are other times I would actually, sit and think about all the things that I have done prior to this, during all of this. And it really got me thinking that, like, it got me to the conclusion that I'm not really where I want to be in life and actually am trying to improve myself. Like, trying to, start my business and all that, but still, going to school and all that. But, like, even though I really enjoy doing engineering. Like, I really do. But it's really challenging, man. Really challenging for me to, like, start my business and all that. Like, I'm actually in the process of copywriting and trademarking my shit. So, trying to get everything, situated, And it's just challenging overall. Just really stressful. Like, you got that going around while trying to hurry up and get my damn degree and, trying to get my bills paid and just doing a lot of things that an everyday, Joe has to go through. And I also thought about how I was the person during, my past, recent relationships. having a girlfriend and all that, like how I am. Excuse me, like how what kind of friend I was or am. And to be honest with you, and to myself, that there were times that I was or were well, I'll say there were times that I were, the type of friend that you would love to have, and there were times that I would be the wrong, I would be the very wrong and terrible person to be around, and that goes the same way with being in a relationship, me being in a relationship with other chicks and all that. So I will put myself in a position to where that yeah I was in the wrong, and there were things that during the relationships with my friends or my girlfriends at the time that I was doing some things that it wasn't really right. It wasn't like I'm not a malicious person. There's some things like I'm not the type of person that would just like do some very heinous. Was it heinous? Yeah, just very despicable, nasty things to people. Like I'm not that type of dude. But things happen where we say the wrong things to each other and wish that it never happened. And it's just and there are things that things happen and you can never take it back, and they may result of y'all breaking up or never talk to each other again. And this goes for both friends and being acquaintances or just being in a relationship with someone. You know, and you got all that going around in your head and wondering why things don't go the way it goes. And also the same thing with you trying to achieve goals in life. Like you want to go to you try to get to college, and try to get a certain degree that you're trying to get, and then try to find a good job where you can actually hopefully that you can actually be there for as long as you can, like a good 10, 20, 30 years, like it was really back in the days, where you can actually be in a specific job, or it can be like you could be like a worker at a warehouse, or be like a clerk at some store or whatever, and you could be at that job for over decades, 30, 40, 50 years, and retire with a lot of benefits and pensions and all that. And you can just enjoy the rest of your last bit of your life, just relaxing and just chilling, like this guy in the picture you just see right now. But and I know, especially in this day and age, it's very hard to do that because like the economy has been messed up. Like it's been like the economy is so messed up to the point where it is hard to find a place to stay because rent is expensive. So is staying in a hotel. Like you'd be spending like what over $100, like $50 to $100 a night. You know, and it's like you got that going around, and also the job security is not there how it used to be. School is getting more and more expensive, and the thing is, you're not able to get that guaranteed job that your parents probably tell you all the time to get your degree, so you'll have a certain security for once you get that job, and it's not like that anymore. Like it's almost to the point where a college degree is damn near useless unless you go into STEM or go be like a nurse or a doctor or something, have a doctorate degree. But that's like the only thing that's still viable. I mean, valuable to this day. But mostly, STEM. Because engineering and a lot of technology and like engineering, IT, stuff like that is way more valuable as time goes on. you know. But other than that, there are some jobs that, like, being a lawyer, being a doctor, and stuff like that still somewhat has its value. But even for right now, it's people are struggling, especially people that are working in, like, retail, or working at certain businesses that are not quote unquote essential in society standards. Like, if you, like, work in a restaurant, most of the time that's not really, I mean, there's some restaurants that are seen as being essential because people still like to go there. But for people that actually, like, delivery drivers, or be like a or be one of those people that, like, open doors for people, like, those type of jobs ain't it's gone, man. Like, being a warehouse worker, like that, them jobs is gone. Or be like a meat, or be like a meat or dairy workers, because there are actually a lot of corporations that has to something to do with meats and dairy products. They're actually laying off a lot of people because of this whole COVID virus going around. The coronavirus. And people are really struggling right now. Like, more and more people are applying for unemployment, and there are times that people do have it, and there's some people that don't. You know, and the government actually trying to, like, there's the Republicans actually trying to you know stop giving people stimulus checks, but the liberals are trying to get people to have stimulus checks, and they're both fighting, and all that shit. And while that's going around, more and more people are getting unemployment. More and more people are starting losing their jobs, and you got all that going around, and it's just really stressful, man. It's really, really stressful. And it's almost like you're doing the best you can. Like, you're looking for jobs, and there are certain jobs that are still out there, but it's not going to be enough for you to not only pay for your bills, but not enough to get you something to eat or anything else that will help you, survive. You know, you might need some toilet paper, or you might need some gloves. You need some hand sanitizer, some soap, some mask. Maybe some clothes, maybe some shoes. They're starting to get worn out. But you may, go to Walmart and get some cheap shoes, but they may not last long. But you're just doing whatever you can to survive. So I'm not saying that, like, hopefully, like, I already know, like, when people saying that this whole thing is gonna go back to normal by May, I already know that I didn't really believe it could. How is a virus like this that's killing or affecting millions of people? Well, it's actually affecting millions of people, and almost 100 people. I mean, 100 almost 100,000 people have died, or probably possibly more than that. Worldwide. And this has been going around since earlier this year, or earlier this year, but actually started affecting the U.S., and the U.S. actually starts to put in a lot of actually the U.S. actually started putting more and more uh implementing some restraints to try to stop this whole virus from spreading. I think in, like, March or February. Excuse me. But yeah, during around that time, that's when the government starts to put in a lot of rules to where people need to stay in the house, be self quarantined, all that. We'll give you a stimulus check every month, you know, sign up for unemployment, and things like that. So, like, there's already people that still, quote unquote, don't believe that this whole thing is real or serious, and people still going outside and hanging out in other people's houses and shit, still going out, complaining that they're losing their jobs. which is rightfully so, because you don't know when that next stimulus check is coming, but at the same time, you're not following the basic procedures of when that virus outbreak, occurs. Like, A, you're not supposed to be going outside all willy nilly unless you need to stock up on, some food or some, other type of resources that should, help you survive through all this. But, there's always gonna be people that's not gonna take this seriously, and to be honest, man, like a lot of people are not gonna survive. Like, there's already a lot of people in the thousands that's already dead, but millions that are infected. But I already know like a lot of people's not gonna survive this, and it's actually gonna get worse. And there's already a lot of talk that this virus is going to be around for at least 2 years, which is really extreme to me. For even people even say that, but yeah, man, for 2 years, man, that's gonna be very. I don't know how people are gonna survive. For 2 years with this virus being around for 2 years, I don't know how people are gonna be able to survive all of this, but it is what it is, man. Like, I already know what to do and how to survive through all of this. Like, I'm gonna be still working it all, still wearing my mask and my gloves and all that shit, protect myself and head straight the fuck home, man. Unless I have to go back and go to the store and still wear my protective gear, like try not to expose my skin like that, because I know people saying like when it comes to the virus, it's the virus is more air polluted, but I don't want to take any chances, man. Like, I'm trying to cover myself up as much as I can. So, this virus ain't real, man. Like, it just infuriates me how people still don't believe all of this, even though you're seeing, like, you're about to see millions of people die from this virus. Like, I already know, man. But I'm actually gonna get back to the main topic, because always get sidetracked when it comes to stuff like this, because I always get mad when people don't believe certain things, which I understand. Like, when it comes to the media and social media, it is their fault for putting a bunch of BS even way before this coronavirus even occurred. But back to the main topic. So, what I've actually learned from me being quarantined and staying in my house is, like I said again, the type of person that I am and what I was before, is not the type of person that I want to be, later on throughout my years. Like, when I'm like in my 30s, 40s, 50s, hell, even my 60s and 70s, and possibly more than that, I don't want to be the same person that I was back when, in my earlier 20s or in my teens, or even when even when I was a child. It can't really change that much because I don't really know anything, but I know much to do even in my teens and my earlier, 20s, even though I'm 24 right now. But even during that time, I know what to do, and what some of the things I was doing was wrong, and there were some things I still do it anyways because I didn't care, or I still do it because it's probably cool, in the society at that time. So, or around the peers I was with. Excuse me. So, I know that there were some things that I had to learn, which is, not let life, like, I'm not gonna let my struggles to display how my life is going to be forever. Like the struggles I'm gonna, like the struggles I have occurred throughout my life, I'm not gonna let it show that that is how I'm gonna be for the rest of my life. Like the struggles that I was, you know, that I was going through, it was very, a lot of people wasn't. I know a lot of people is not gonna be able to understand some of the things I was going through, and some of the stuff I was going through, it was pretty like. I know a lot of black men have definitely experienced some of the things that I've struggled, you know. And some of them was, some of it was abuse, some of it was, some fuck shit from, from women and from guys. And, some of it was, my fault, some of it wasn't my fault, you know. I do have to take some accountability for some of the things I have done and what I have occurred. But the thing is, I do need to learn how to move on, learn how to not make the same mistakes that I did when I was younger. And hopefully not to do the same things again later on my years. And also to learn how to control my emotions a lot better. I don't know what happened, man, cuz when I was younger, I didn't let a lot of things, bother me, but because I actually, had a lot more responsibilities on my shoulders, my emotion starts to get worse and worse as time goes on. And I didn't realize until, during this quarantine and had to think, like really, really think and do some very deep soul searching on how, like, oh man, every time I talk about this, tears me up. Like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, it's hard, man. It really hard. It really is hard for me because I was raised to be, a certain way, and because I wasn't able to, or like it was either like I wasn't able to, or I decided not to do it because I want to be my own person, have my own mindset, have my own thought process. I get ridiculed for it. And it could be, my family members, it could be some of my friends or people at my school or at work, or, yeah, or a couple of jobs at work, because I had like a lot of jobs. So even at those places, I would get, ridiculed. I would get yelled at, and it's just, people are fucked up. At the end of the day, people are fucked up, and there's a lot less, good people than there are, bad people. Like there's a lot more fucked up people at the end of the day. So the best thing I could do when all this is all said and done is to go hard into what I believe in, go hard into what I, trying to achieve, you know, and won't let anything else that, that's gonna interfere or stop me from achieving those goals. Like even right now where like I have a really good, I have an all right, computer set. The table is, a little small, but, I will be able to later on get a better table, get a bigger table actually. But, before I was able to record my videos and, and edit them just on my cell phone alone. But now I have my own mic stand, have, my mic filters, got my own PC, got my monitors, a wireless keyboard, like I have a better equipment for me to drop, better content. And hell, even right now, my audio, my production is a little bit better my because back in earlier when I was dropping videos, you could hear a lot of background noise, a lot of white noises that would be very annoying, which is probably why my videos isn't really popping as it should be. But now it's very clear to where there's no static, there's no white noise or nothing. It's just me and my voice, and maybe maybe a little bit of air coming out of my PC. Like that's the only thing you're gonna be hearing from me. Or I mean, that's the only thing the mic is picking up. But other than that, I've actually improved a lot. I've improved a lot, and also I have a camera which I'm actually going to be using later on. So it's actually a pretty good camera to where I'm actually the camera that's actually going to record me and going to be doing a better productions. I'm still trying to do a better job at editing and all of that. So it's going to take time. It's going to take time, but later on you're going to see the better version of me and what I'm actually capable of. but but yeah, man. So that's actually one thing where when it comes to trying to achieve my goals is to being a better content creator and be an entrepreneur. That's one of the things, and also is to get my stuff protected, like get like a copyright, get my stuff trademarks, because I'm still going for starting my own clothing business where I still have my own P press. I still got I'm actually trying to get like a vinyl cutter and get a bunch of vinyls and start creating my own designs and all of that. So that's gonna be like I have a lot of stuff I have to do, but one of the main things I have to concentrate right now is drop a lot of content and at the same time start up my business, which is a lot easier for me now because I have because to be honest, I'm still actually use some of the stimulus check and the unemployment money to still, of course, pay my bills, but to also get the equipment I actually need, like the whole computer and the PC, computer monitors, the mics and all that. I already got that way before this whole stimulus check thing started. So, and I haven't really, like, most of the time I use that damn money is to supply myself with food, get myself some of course pay my bills. Also trying to just pretty much trying to make as much food at home as much as I can. I do slip up and buy some Chipotle every now and then. So I can't like Chipotle is my favorite food, man. Like I can't it's hard to put that shit down, but it is what it is. So, but other than that, I'm just spending my money wisely. Just spending it wisely and but if it is true when you have to like if it's true that this whole virus thing is actually around for the next 2 years, a lot of people's gonna be fucked because they already there's already a couple of people that I've known that actually use that money to buy TVs and shit or some stereos or do some shit with their car and all that. So like they spend the money very irresponsibly. It's pretty sad, but that's how some people roll, man. And also America trying to hurry itself up and have the have certain jobs, get back into the market, and there's already certain jobs that is never coming back. So you already got like millions of people trying to find certain jobs and shit, and there's already people that doesn't have a lot of criteria under their belt. Like they probably don't have like they don't really have like a degree from school or anything, or like a certificate from, or any type of skills certificate. So there's gonna be people that actually have like low tier jobs, like they were clerks or they were stalkers or shit like that. A lot of those type of people are not gonna have those same jobs anymore. Like there's a really big chance that jobs like that is not gonna come back. So I don't know how they're gonna do it, and plus the government is already trying to not give out stimulus checks like that. So and same thing with the unemployment. Like I already know like the unemployment is not gonna come. I mean, not gonna keep going for the next 2 years straight. Like that's not gonna happen. So it's pretty much every man for themselves at this point, and that's what that's what I'm trying to do. Like this guy in this picture that you're seeing is that you gotta relax, think like a have like think like a really good plan to how to survive through all this. Maybe you need to like move in with another friend or a family member to cut the cost when it comes to living expenses. Like you gotta do something because if you live in a very like if you live in like a type of housing complex or apartment and it's costing you a lot of money just to live there, you might need to like this is my opinion. You don't have to do it, but this is just my full honest opinion. You might need to make a really big change and move out, move in with somebody, or have them move in with you, and cut the expenses, and have them pay 50-50. Instead of you like paying 100% and not wondering when that next paycheck is coming. So that's what I would. That's what I would suggest. And there are some other plans that I mean, there are maybe some other plans like don't go out as much. Like use that money to go to the stores, I mean grocery stores, and try to make food at home. And not like some very bad foods like like some snacks and shit. Like kind of already break my own rules. I'm already eating snacks right now, but but to be serious though, you do need to find a way to cook at home. Like get as certain amount of foods as you can. Like get a certain amount of starches and meats. Like get some rice or get some noodles, some shit, or just get some TV dinners and pop that in a microwave and shit like that. But you can't be going out and getting Starbucks coffees and shit, like getting Wendy's or McDonald's. Like that's a lot of money, going down the drain a lot faster if you otherwise go to the store and cooking something to eat at home. So that's what I'm doing right now. Like yesterday, I cooked like a couple of hamburgers. About to cook some steaks. My mother already got the other types of food that she's gonna be cooking soon. So we kind of already got that type of relationship to where I cook certain foods, she cooks certain foods, and she would actually package them into certain what you call them, like a certain package or dividers. Like she would package them up, put them in the fridge, and once I'm hungry or whatever, I would take them out, heat them up, and just eat it from there. So I already got that type of plan going around. So it's just just simple things like that that makes life a lot more easier and simpler. And also is to stop spending so much money on stuff that you actually don't even need. Like I know there's certain clothes that they may have some holes in it, or if you can, you may try to sew it up. But if you don't know how to sew it, maybe learn how to sew it. Get yourself a sewing kit or whatever. Learn how to not like learn how to spend as less money as possible. Like pretty much be a cheapskate because this whole thing going around, and we all don't know when our next paycheck is coming. There's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna be learning different skills at the end of the day. Like I promise you, like there's gonna be it's pretty much gonna be Renaissance people all over again. It's gonna be the Renaissance all over again, where people's gonna be learning a bunch of skills, on a daily basis. So, but yeah, it's about 35 minutes. So I'm actually going to cut this, because I'm actually trying to not have a very long, episode, but it's like past 30. It's barely past 35 minutes. So I'm actually gonna cut this short. I really hope you enjoy this episode and what I'm actually talked about when it comes to me. What I've actually experienced when it comes to what I need to learn, and also there's also I need to talk about as well. I know I'm gonna say I'm gonna cut this short, but I will need to say about this too. Like I know there's a lot of people even the quarantine that are being quarantined right now that's been to the same situation that I've been in. Like you've actually did a lot of thinking and you thought back way before on what you've been doing what you've been doing your whole life, and what you actually, and most of the time you're not really happy with your life or where you actually even where you're at, because there's people out there that are living by themselves, but they're not in the profession that they're in, or they probably live with their parents, their mom or their father, and they feel less of a man or a woman because they live with their parents, and there's a lot of circumstances that a lot of people really hate, but you can't let that deter you from trying to achieve their goal if you have one. But if you don't have any type of goals, it is what it is. But if you do have a certain goal that you want to achieve, try to achieve it. Because I mean, you already have a lot of time. Like if you not, like if you're the type of person that is at home and you getting a lot of unemployment checks and all this shit, like you do have a lot of time to analyze what you need to do to better yourself. The hell was it? Yeah, but my bad. I heard something, but yeah, man. So that's all I gotta say about that. For the final time. But definitely let me know what you think about this, and I will talk to y'all later, man. Have a good night. Be safe out there, and deuces.